Hi everyone, it's Rachel back with the Shades of Orange. Today I want to do a really fun video where I'm going to announce my participation in Space Opera September, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a month-long readathon where we're going to be reading space opera books the entire month. For those of you who watch my channel for the horror, do not worry. October is just around the corner, and in preparation for that I'm reading a lot of horror on the side. I'm just not going to talk about it here, but don't worry, I'm still going to have a lot of horror content coming out over the next few weeks. This is just a really fun video, a really fun readathon that I did want to participate in. This readathon is created by Thomas over at SFF 180, and I'm going to link his announcement video down below because he's going to do a far better job than I will at explaining how the readathon works, how the challenges work, and all of that. Even if you're not planning on participating, I still recommend checking out his video because it's honestly the best readathon announcement video I have ever watched. It's so creative, so fun, and just gave me all the space opera vibes. So that being said, let's get into the actual books that I plan to read. Now, the general idea for the readathon is to read up to 4 books in order to reach the maximum ranking. I can either take the path to become a fleet admiral, or I can take the alternative rebel path in order to become a space pirate, and that's what I'm aiming for. So my first book that I'm picking out is called The Outside by Ada Hoffmann. This book fulfills the challenge of reading a diverse book that is by a diverse author, so an own voices story. And this book is written by an autistic author who is writing about a scientist who is autistic herself. I've heard this book described as a space opera Lovecraftian mix, and that sounds really fun. It sounds really kooky, brings in some fantastical elements involving AI gods, and it just sounds bananas, and I definitely want to check it out for myself. I'm really hoping I'll be able to read this book. There are holds on my library list, but hopefully they come in time for September, because this book will allow me to take the rebel path, which will hopefully make me a space pirate, so stay tuned on that. Now, if I have any chance of getting through this readathon and actually getting to the top rank, I'm gonna need something shorter on this list, so I am including a graphic novel, which I'm hoping counts. I have picked out Odyssey by Matt Fraction, which I have heard as a space opera gender-flipped retelling of the Odyssey, which sounds great. I know that this book has fantastic illustrations. I've heard great things about it. I have heard that it's more complex, more convoluted, so it doesn't work for everyone, but I'm definitely hoping it works for me because I'm hoping I'll be able to fly through that one and move up in the ranks using this book. As well, in September, I'm going to be reading The Forbidden Stars by Tim Pratt. This is the 3rd book in his space opera series that is super diverse. I describe it as having the diverse characters of the Wayfarer series mixed with the epic action of The Expanse, and I am just so excited to get back to these books. This was one of my most anticipated books, and because it's coming out in October, I want to get it done for September so that I can get a review of the entire series out to you, and I'm just so excited for this one, so it's definitely going to happen. And the last book I plan to read for Space Opera September is actually a reread, and that is Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. I mentioned in a previous video that I'm planning on rereading through the series in preparation for the 9th and final book that's supposed to come out in 2020, and a lot of you said that you would be interested in reading along with me, so I thought that this readathon was the perfect excuse to do that, because this book, of course, is a space opera and it fulfills the challenge of reading a book over 500 pages. Even though it is on the longer side, trust me, it is so readable. You will fly through it. I think I read it in just a couple days, and it's super easy to get into. Even if you haven't read space opera before, this is an excellent place to start because it's so accessible. So if you are interested in reading along with me, what I've decided to do is create a Discord group, which I'm going to have a link to down below, and anyone can join. You don't have to be a booktuber, so you can just be a regular subscriber, a reader, whatever the case is. And I'm going to make it just a really casual month-long chat where we can talk about this book, talk about other things on the Discord, but I really want to make this open to everyone. And at this point, I'm not committing to necessarily reading 1 book a month, but I do want to get through the series at some point, so depending on people's interests, if people want to keep going with me, we can make this a longer read along, but at the moment moment I'm saying just try the first book. If you're like me, you will get absolutely hooked in and you can decide what to do from there if you want to continue on with the series. But I'm definitely going to get to this one for September, and I'm really excited for it because it has been a while since I've gone back to the beginning of the series, and I love this book. If you don't know, the Expanse series is my all-time favorite science fiction series, so I cannot recommend it enough. If you haven't checked it out, this is the perfect excuse to do it, and I think it would be a lot of fun to read it with other people who are either rereading it like me or reading it for the first time. So please consider joining along. I would love to do this with more people. So that is everything I'm planning on reading for Space Opera September. Keep in mind that this TBR is very much subject to change. My library only has very few copies of these science fiction books, so there is a possibility that some of these books are going to get swapped out for others. And as I mentioned, I'm trying to read a lot of other things at the same time, a lot of horror book reviews that need to come out. So I might swap some of these for a space opera novella, which is another challenge. So I will keep you posted on social media what I end up reading. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I really hope you join me not only for the read-along of Leviathan Wakes, but take the opportunity to join Thomas in his readathon, because honestly, I think this is going to be super fun. I am very excited for it, and you know me, I love science fiction, love space opera, so this readathon was basically made for me. So thank you, Thomas, for personally making me a readathon. All that being said, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you're participating, share your TBR down below, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.